everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and I run the blog lifefromtheviola.com where I share my favorite practice tips, general advice, and tech for musicians. Today I'm going to share all of the features in Forscore Pro to see if it might be a worthwhile upgrade for your needs. If you don't already know, Forscore is a sheet music reading app. It's only available for iOS and it's generally regarded as like the most reliable sheet music reader app. Many professional musicians around the world use this app on their iPads. I personally have used it since 2020 and I really love it. It is my favorite sheet music reading app, so that's what I share about on this channel already. If you don't know very much about Forscore, I'd highly recommend watching my Forscore playlist. I will link that up in the eye and in the description box. So if you are not already, you can familiarize yourself with Forscore before seeing what these pro features really are. That way you have kind of a baseline idea of what the app really offers and then what this extra upgrade really entails. So the regular version of Forscore is an app that you buy in the App Store and it's regularly $19.99. It's a one-time purchase and you get tons of features within it. I have spent almost 4 years using this app, just the regular one-time payment version, and I've been absolutely fine. I haven't really needed any of the pro features, but for my last video that I made on all of the different ways that you can turn pages within Forscore, I did upgrade to the pro version just for 1 month, so I only have it for another week or two. But I figured while I have it, I might as well go over all of these features and see if they're worthwhile, see if I want to continue a subscription or not. So the pro version is just a subscription. It's really just an add-on to the app that you already have. And you can either buy it once for $2.99 for just 1 month, or you can buy it for a whole year for $9.99. So it kind of pays for itself after about 3 months or so, but it is a subscription that renews annually. Let's just dive right in. So this is Forscore. I always use the Pocatello Suites as an example just because it's public domain and hopefully it's not too distracting. So when you tap on the music, you will find the toolbar up at the top. I did make a video on all of the different features within this top bar. So if you're confused about anything in there, I highly recommend checking that out just to see what they are. Of course, I did make that video a couple years ago. Some of the icons look a little bit different, but they all work pretty much the same. So one of the first features that Forscore Pro offers is little pop-up menus. So on some of these icons, you can tap and drag down to bring up an extra menu. So the first one is on the very left on that little music note menu. I think they call this the main menu. And you can just tap and swipe down. You want to hold to look at all the options, and if you slide up or down, you can see what that menu is doing. So you tap the menu and pull down, and then you can select whatever you would like. That is the main menu. It gives you the go back, now playing, and import options. Next up, we have what is generally the bookmarks. You can slide down and create new bookmark or flag a page. Next up is set lists. You can easily go to the next score, previous score, or edit everything. I'm not in a set list right now, so those options are all grayed out. Next, we have the cloud function. Doing this, the pop-up menu shows you the different places that you can pull from that you've integrated with Forscore. Next up in annotation, you can't do it here, but if you go into annotation mode, you do have more pop-up menus available to you. So for stamps, you can choose the size. Same thing here, and same thing for pens. You can change different sizes. I'm excited about changing the eraser size easily because generally if I want to change the size of a brush, I can just do that. Eraser, I know it's the same, but I just don't do it as much. So I'm excited for that pop-up menu. And then finally, if you go over to the layers, it will show you all of your layers and you can select one if you'd like. I only have one layer, that's it. But if you had more, that would be a great way to use it. Next up for the pop-up menus, you can go to the magnifying glass for search and you can see your most recently viewed scores through there. Metronome is super helpful. You can more easily choose what you want from the metronome. Of course, it's just gonna leave off with however fast or slow you were before, but at least it's something. It's a way to get to the metronome a little quicker. And then for the main settings, that's the little briefcase here. You can slide down and get to some of the settings just a little easier. So those are our pop-up menus. It's a nice, helpful feature available to pro users. Another big feature that is available in Forscore Pro is the face gestures. So if you play an instrument that doesn't really work well with Bluetooth page turning, like the organ or maybe the harp, something where your feet are actually involved in the music making process, face gestures can be very helpful to actually turn your pages without tapping or stopping what you're doing, all of that. I did test these out in my most recent video, so if you'd like to see a full review of those, please go check that out. But I find that these face gestures are not the most reliable. So if we go over to settings and Forscore Pro and face gestures. So there are 3 modes of face gestures. We've got mouth movement, head turn, and wink. We also have AirPods gestures, but you do not need Forscore Pro for that. So the one that worked the best for me out of the face gestures was mouth movement. And so if you move your mouth to the right, it should turn the page to the right. And you need to remember, which I did not, you need to remember to actually turn on these face gestures. And now when I move my mouth to the right, it turns the page forward, and if I move it to the back, theoretically it should move the page backwards. Right works, but left does not. Let me make sure that I've got that right in my settings. It's all set up. So as you can see here, it's not the most reliable, at least for me. And you know, I haven't tried this over months and months. I only sat down and tried this in a video, and I haven't really come back to it since, just because I didn't find it to be very reliable. So maybe with some manipulation and practice, it might get a little bit easier, but I would be so nervous to perform with face gestures at this point. Face gestures are definitely a big draw to buy the Pro version. For me, not super worth it. The next Pro only feature is being able to copy and paste a full page of annotations. So let's first make some annotations on this music. We're gonna just use red so that's easy to see. We're gonna create a giant slur right here, and we'll write in some finger numbers. And now if we go to layers and choose the layer that we're on, tap and hold, you'll find the copy button. And then let's go to the next page. This is actually 2 pages away, but you get the idea. And we can paste, and we can paste our annotations. They pop up right here. That might be helpful if you have like scanned music and there are black borders around the edges of each page. You could just crop it, but if you're not able to crop it, you could always white it out with your pencil and then copy and paste those annotations on all of the pages so that all of the scans are nice and clean looking. I think that that's a good use case for it. One feature that I unfortunately can't use is some Apple Pencil menus. So if you have an iPad that works with hovering your Apple Pencil, you can hover and it will bring up a menu. So if you've seen all of the cool videos on Apple's new iPads, you might have seen how in like Procreate and just Apple's Freeform app where you can draw a lot, how you can kind of hover your pencil over and it will give you options of like different brushes and different thicknesses, and you can easily change things from there. Forscore is adapting that as well so that you can annotate a little bit faster and easier and have access to that really, really cool feature. Unfortunately, I can't show that to you today because my iPad is from 2020 and it just doesn't have that capability. Another Pro-only feature is the option to create profiles. So if you share your iPad and multiple people are musicians using sheet music, or even if you just want to keep things more separate, you can create different profiles. So if you go to settings and then just tap the little profile icon in the top left, you will get to these profiles and you can easily make a new profile and have your own library over there. I know some people feel like they have a hard time organizing their music and their scores in Forscore, so maybe using profiles will be a nice way to get some better organization into Forscore so that not everything is cluttered between maybe your teaching music, your gig music, music that you're just learning for fun. You can keep that all a lot more separate. That could be a good way to organize. Next up in annotating, we have access to more stamps. So this first page of stamps is what you get, and I have created my own an autoclave that I can just more easily stamp, because drawing an autoclave is difficult and it's way easier to just have one that I've already drawn and I can just copy and paste it wherever I want. So here are the stamps that you get for free. And then if you swipe over to the right, then these are the stamps that you get with the Pro subscription. Really, it's a lot of chord symbols, and I really love these eyeglasses so that you know to turn the page. It's way better than I could draw them. It's really cute. I actually really like that. You've got some time signatures, clefs, and really just tempo directions, and really just directions like the Senyo and Coda and all that. The last Forscore Pro feature is just the ability to change the app icon. So you can go to the settings, scroll down to app icon, and then it gives you a couple different options that you can choose between for the Forscore app. So there's your quick overview of the features available in Forscore Pro. Again, this is an annual subscription for $9.99. It's not that steep of a subscription price, but if you've been here for a while, you probably know that I do not like subscription-based apps. I would much rather pay a one-time payment and then have it forever. And I love that the regular Forscore is that just pay and you've got it forever. Personally, over the last 4 years, I've been doing great with just the regular Forscore, and I think that I will go back to that just fine. I don't really feel the need to continue the subscription because the features there are not ones that I would use often enough to really justify it. I know it's not a very expensive subscription at all, but the features just aren't that important to me. I don't use the face gestures. Using stamps in the annotation mode isn't really part of my general routine. I usually just handwrite everything in my scores and I'm used to that. Also on my iPad, I don't have access to those new Apple Pencil hover features anyway, so I'm not benefiting from the Pro version in that way since I can't even use that feature. So I think for myself, just staying with the regular Forscore is going to be easiest. But if these are features that you think would really add to your routine and help you be more productive faster, then that's great. It's not too bad of a subscription price, and they are some good features. I absolutely do think that the regular Forscore app for $19.99 is very much worth it. I love this app, and it is really great for reading my sheet music. It really does just feel very similar to reading paper sheet music, and it was very, very easy for me to get used to. And I think that the features that it offers are really great, and they're so, so helpful. So I highly recommend at least the Forscore app, and if you think that those pro features are going to be worth it for you, then that's great. I don't think that it's a bad subscription price. If you have any specific questions about Forscore Pro, please let me know because my subscription is gonna run out, I think, at the end of June. So ask any questions while you can because I can make videos on it over this next week or so and hopefully answer any questions that you have. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I post new musical videos every other Sunday at noon Eastern time. Thanks for watching.